right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Building a community. The nonprofit looking to keep a Metro East city safe and secure, one home at a time.
Weekend rain chances. For most of us, that window of opportunity to see rain is pretty narrow. Well, you'll need the sunscreen more than the umbrella this weekend.
But first, a terrifying assault on a delivery driver.
So you're very lucky. Do you know how many people survive gunshots?
The disturbing details surrounding this assault, robbery, and shooting in St. Louis. Tonight, the food delivery driver shot on the job is recovering. Good evening, I'm Kay Quinn. Mike Bush and Kelly Jackson have the night off. The DoorDash driver told police a group of young males and a female robbed him, and then one of the suspects shot him before they stole his car. It all happened Tuesday night near West Bell Place and Newstead Avenue in North City. 5 on Your Side's Robert Townsend joins us live from St. Louis Police Headquarters with reaction from neighbors. Robert?
Kay, the violent crimes against the food delivery driver have angered so many people in that neighborhood. I can tell you this, they are relieved to hear he survived. People who live on West Bell Place in North St. Louis say their street is a typical one filled with families, seniors, and children.
Nice, quiet. The people are very nice.
Now word is spreading about the not so nice things that happened to a DoorDash delivery driver. The driver told police shortly before midnight Tuesday he was delivering food to an apartment building on West Bell when about 7 young males armed with guns and a female approached him. He said the guys beat him up and then took off in his car. This longtime neighbor didn't want us to show her face.
That's very upsetting because we don't never have nothing like that over here.
Investigators say initially the victim thought he was just bruised, but when he got to a hospital, he realized he'd been shot in his back.
That is something. That's close. Right down the street.
I'm sorry for the guy.
Robert Russell has lived in the neighborhood for more than 30 years.
Because he ain't nothing but old people around here. And they come around there doing that, they shouldn't do that. That ain't right.
Police say when they spotted the victim's stolen car miles away, the driver pulled into a driveway where several suspects ran off. Officers arrested 18-year-old Charles Burston III and a teen. Prosecutors charged Burston with first-degree robbery, armed criminal action, and resisting interfering with arrest for felony. Back on West Bell, neighbors are still thinking about the delivery driver shot while just trying to do his job.
I'm glad he survived.
So you're very lucky.
And right now, police are still looking for the other suspects. If you know anything about this crime, call St. Louis Police. Live downtown, Robert Townsend, 5 on Your Side.
All right, thank you, Robert. Tonight, police believe an officer did not shoot a woman during a deadly domestic dispute in North St. Louis.
The medical examiner who is here examined the body just for cursory other injuries, saw none whatsoever. The officer, I believe, was about 25, 30 feet away from her, so it's quite possible that he missed her.
5 on Your Side has been following this story all day along West Florissant and Arlington. A woman shot and killed herself after a fight with her boyfriend. During the fight, both the man and woman had guns. She ended up firing 2 shots as the man drove away. When officers arrived, they told the woman to put the gun down. She quickly raised her gun, and that's when the officer fired 1 shot. At almost the same time, the woman shot herself. Tonight, the officer is on administrative leave. Her boyfriend is cooperating with police. A man convicted of killing a St. Louis police officer will spend the rest of his life in prison. Tonight, reaction pouring into our newsroom after Thomas Kinworthy's sentencing. Hours ago, St. Louis Mayor Tashora Jones released a statement saying there is never true justice when a life is taken, but it is nevertheless a relief that our justice system has worked and Thomas Kinworthy will never again walk freely on this earth. Thomas Kinworthy shot and killed Officer Tamaris Bohannon following a home invasion in Tower Grove South 4 years ago. He left behind a wife and 3 young children. Bohannon's family say they are happy with today's outcome, but are still grieving.
I want everyone to remember my son by his bravery, his dedication, for his honor of wanting to serve this city, to wear that uniform, to protect those who are helpless, to defend and to serve this community here.
Before the sentencing, Bohannon's family members read victim impact statements in court. They say it was both difficult and empowering. Tonight, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker responded to Alton's massive sinkhole at the now closed Moore Park. He wrote a letter to the Mine Safety and Health Administration that says he offers his full support and assistance, and went on to say, quote, "The people of Alton deserve safety and should be quickly alerted to any information regarding this collapse and potential future impacts." Tonight, while engineers from multiple agencies try to determine just what caused the sinkhole, the video continues circulating online.
It looks like something out of a movie.
That's scary because if it could happen there, there's no telling how many other places in the park that it could happen to.
Mine subsidence is more common than you think in Illinois. The state set up the Illinois Mine Subsidence Insurance Fund in 1979, requiring homeowners in 34 counties have subsidence coverage. If you believe the issue is impacting your home, go to KSDK.com for information about how to file a claim. Well, moments ago, millions of Americans tuned in to watch the first presidential debate of 2024. President Biden faced off against former President Donald Trump for 90 minutes. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is here with the highlights. Mark?
Yeah, if you could call them that. Tonight was painful to watch. There's really no other way to say it. We saw one president call a former president a convicted felon who shot back, "Well, so is your son." We saw them trade insults, calling each other the worst president ever. And then something I think I've just never seen before, they started bickering over who was the better golfer.
You have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way, and I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards.
Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. The reason I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf with you if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie that he's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Never.
But I have, you know how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
You can see there President Biden getting out of the gate with a bit of a hoarse, raspy voice. His campaign later said he had a cold. He sounded frail. Former President Trump hammered him over and over again, asking why he wouldn't fire anyone or hold someone accountable over the exit from Afghanistan or the lax security at the southern border. Biden tried to corner Trump on his role in January 6, 2020, trying to block the election results. And at the end, Trump would not explicitly agree to accept these election results.
We denounce these guys. We denounce the people we're talking about now. We denounce the people who attacked that Capitol. What are you going to do?
President Trump, the question was, will you accept the results of the election, regardless of who wins? Yes or no, please.
If it's a fair and legal and good election, absolutely. I would have much rather accepted these, but the fraud and everything else was ridiculous.
The lingering image now hovering over this debate is the big question mark around President Biden's age. Here's a look at how he opened the debate, stuttering and stammering a bit and apparently confusing numbers.
What I'm going to do is fix the tax system. For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. Billionaires in America, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
President appears to have misspoken there. Look, presidential historians will tell you Richard Nixon lost the 1960 election to John F. Kennedy because he just sweat too much in that first ever televised debate. But tonight, it's Democrats sweating it out at home. The Democratic National Convention just 8 weeks away.
Thank you, Mark. All right, let's take a live look at the Missouri Botanical Garden. Cloudy and pleasant tonight. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is tracking some changes, though, as we head into the weekend. Scott.
And some of those are good changes. Some of them may cause us to have some adjustments to our outdoor plans. Right now, we're looking and tracking at this rain across Iowa, far northern Missouri into Illinois, but we've been fairly dry today. The focus for any severe weather is still well to our west. We're anticipating additional shower and thunderstorm development parts of Nebraska into Kansas. That eventually tries to nudge our way as we head into tomorrow. But because we still have less humid air in place through tonight and into tomorrow, that limits how much of a rain chance can happen tomorrow. We think the main push is tomorrow night and into early on Saturday, and there's a low chance there could be a strong storm or two with that, but it's very low as we head into very early on Saturday morning. We're looking at basically mainly cloudy skies for tomorrow, limited sunshine, and lunchtime through the afternoon hours. Could there be a spritz, a brief shower? Yes, especially north and northwest of St. Louis, but not much. And for most of us, probably not a whole lot into early Saturday. We'll see you in a few minutes, Kay.
All right, thank you, Scott. An East St. Louis nonprofit is nearly finished with the construction of 20 new homes near Jones Park. It's creating an emphasis on stronger, striving middle class. 5 on Your Side's Laura Barczewski takes us inside the project, working to build up East St. Louis.
Tucked away off I-64 in East St. Louis is a brand new neighborhood aimed at bringing people back to the city.
What we've heard is that they say, well, I don't want to come back into East St. Louis because there's no housing available. The house that I want is in some other part of the greater St. Louis area. So now we want to put those houses back into East St. Louis and make it a thriving middle-class community, which is what it used to be many decades ago.
Construction is nearly finished on the last few homes here in the Lansdowne Park neighborhood. In total, there will be 19 on the market ready for families.
Every home here is built on at least a quarter of an acre. And in the very center of the subdivision, yeah, we do have plans to have a wonderful park-like setting there.
One of the 20 homes is already off the market, bought by the man who started it all.
With what we do with the JJK and what we're trying to do with Lansdowne Up, if we're trying to change people's lives or help change people's lives, then living in the community where we're doing the work, it just makes sense.
The neighborhood is right near the Jackie Joyner Kersey Center, a metro stop, and Jones Park.
It's just been an awesome experience to be in this community.
Kevin Green with Lansdowne Up says after the families move in, businesses will follow, and they're already working to make the city safer for everyone.
There's one way into the subdivision, one way out. The homes are all facing one another. People will know their neighbors. But even then, the Illinois State Police are moving their Southern District headquarters here into East St. Louis.
Green says they don't want anyone to think they're trying to push current residents out.
As a matter of fact, we have empty houses here. We'd love the people who own those houses to come back, fix your home, and stay here in East St. Louis. We don't want one resident to leave.
Reporting in East St. Louis, Laura Barczewski, 5 on Your Side.
The homes range from $360,000 to $380,000. Several are already for sale, and we have a link with more information at KSDK.com. A deadly decision.
It's essentially like riding around with a ticking time bomb inside your car.
Our I-Team shares the alarming number of dangerous airbags still on the roads despite a decade of recalls. Plus, the group removing the defective airbags for free. As the temperatures heat up, so are the scammers. The 3 popular summer scams Ameren wants to warn you about tonight.
The big heat returns ahead of the 4th of July in St. Louis, but not for this weekend. We're tracking the stormy weather over the plains and how that could impact your weekend plans.
Nearly 10 years after the government launched the largest recall in U.S. history, the struggle to get potentially deadly airbags off the road is still more challenging than ever. Tonight, senior investigative reporter Paula Vassan takes a closer look at this ongoing safety crisis.
Every day in this country, there are more than 6 million defective Takata airbags on the road. If there's a crash, the inflator inside the airbag can explode like a grenade, sending sharp metal fragments flying. For nearly a decade, automakers have been working to remove them from cars. Today in St. Charles, there's one less.
I just started finding these on my door.
Meet Leslie Wisecarver. For months, she got notices urging her to get her 2012 Dodge Charger fixed.
I didn't think much of it.
At first, she thought it was a scam, but a recent scare on the highway made her think twice.
We actually had somebody brake check us going down the highway at 65 miles an hour. So that really solidified I did the right thing by calling and setting up the appointment.
The I-Team timed the fix. It took 21 minutes.
I feel much safer. It's free, it's the perfect price tag.
The person coordinating these fixes is Maddie Ritchie.
It's essentially like riding around with a ticking time bomb inside your car.
Every day, she's on the search for people who don't even know they're in danger. She works with a company that partners with automakers, desperate to replace airbags made by Takata. The company went bankrupt 6 years ago. Now it's a race against time and the weather. The more the inflator inside the airbag is exposed to humidity, the bigger the risk.
I feel like I'm essentially saving their life.
Government data shows there have been 27 deaths and over 400 injuries nationwide linked to these defective airbags. And the I-Team discovered there is no federal law preventing dealers from selling used cars with open safety recalls. Patrick Olson with research company Carfax has been tracking the impact for years.
So you're looking at cars that are on their second, third, fourth, fifth owner.
It's one reason he says the numbers are so staggering. In Missouri, there are still 104,000 vehicles with these bad airbags. In Illinois, there are 167,000. They're older models of popular brands: Acura, BMW, Honda, Toyota, and 30 others. They're often in the hands of young or first-time drivers. A mother to 3 kids herself. It's something Ritchie thinks about every time she knocks on a door.
That's our goal as a parent, is just protecting our children and making sure that they're okay.
This driver tells us she wishes she got the fix done sooner.
There's no reason not to get it scheduled.
As this recall continues, it's crucial for drivers to check if their cars are affected. Go to carfax.com/recall and plug in your car information. You'll find out if you need to take immediate action. For the I-Team, Paula Vasan, 5 on your side.
Tonight, a warning from Ameren that could save you money. The utility company is seeing a rise in summer scams around Missouri and Illinois. Ameren says scammers increase their activity when summer temperatures are at their hottest. Some of the more popular scams include pay now schemes, creating fake websites, and solar panel installations. Ameren suggests never immediately pay over the phone and never purchase a prepaid card to avoid service disconnection. Did you get to see the rainbow cloud in the sky today? If not, take a look. These are photos our viewers sent throughout the day from St. Charles County, North St. Louis County. It was a small cloud, but it caught the attention of so many people, Scott.
Yeah, and you had
it's
to just
so unusual.
Yeah, it had to be you had to be in the right spot to see it. It's one of those things where not everybody had a chance to see this, and it is somewhat rare. Yeah. This is the picture Rachel shared with us, showing us from O'Fallon, Missouri, what it looked like. And you see the rainbow colors now. It was beautiful to see for sure. Cloud iridescence is what this is. So what are we talking about here? We'll take you back to your science class. Remember light through the prism, separating that white light back into all of its respective colors. When you take that light ray, bring it into the prism, we diffract it, or we split it apart into its separate colors. That takes it through the Rory G. Biv: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Remember that from art class? So you have all your colors, and that's what we saw today with that cloud. It was pretty across the area. You don't see it very often. You have to have those very fine ice crystals or cloud droplets that are all about the same size in order to get that perfectly worked out. And if it's too thick of a cloud, you don't get the opportunity to see it. 89 degrees is where we're headed tomorrow. Most of the day, if not all of the day, will be dry. 93 on Saturday. There could be some rain and thunder in here on Saturday morning, but not everywhere. And it doesn't look like it's going to be a huge impact for the entire day. That's good news. Tonight, we've tracked a few showers to the north of St. Louis, but the air here close to us is dry, so we're not going to see any impacts there. We will watch for this area out into Kansas to expand, and by tomorrow morning, you'll have some showers rolling across Missouri. The anticipation is all of what we've seen tonight on the computer models, everything diminishes before it gets to St. Louis. So a lot of clouds tomorrow. That keeps us from getting too warm and steamy, which also limits how strong the next round of showers and thunderstorms will be. After midnight tomorrow night into Saturday morning, perhaps we have some showers and rumbles of thunder sliding our way from the northwest. You see it tends to fall apart somewhat as it moves across the bi-state area. That probably puts down a boundary down to our south, and that means this cold front doesn't have what it normally would have in force to be able to create more and additional shower and thunderstorm action. The severe weather threats mostly to the north and west of us for tomorrow night and into very early Saturday morning. This is your Saturday timeline. We'll probably wake up to scattered showers and thunderstorms in the area, and then as we head into the afternoon hours, the rain chances really decrease. We dry out considerably as we head into Sunday, and it's pleasant with temperatures holding in the mid-80s for highs. So 81. That's where we are right now in St. Louis. 89 was our high temperature today, 69 the low. We'll stay in the 60s to around 70 tonight in most places. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, but the rain chances tomorrow exceedingly limited. We're only talking about a spritz or a sprinkle if we get that. And then late Friday night, early Saturday morning, Frank, the potential for some showers and storms. But you could still play golf Saturday afternoon and Sunday too.
Thank you, Scott. I will do that. A good night for local Olympic hopefuls. A bad night for the Cardinals, and the son of a basketball immortal will join his dad in the NBA. We'll be right back.
This 5 on Your Side Sports Report is sponsored by Telly Tire and Auto Centers, driving your way since 1942.
I don't think there are many examples in baseball history of teams having a successful season without multiple quality starting pitchers. So the Cardinals need somebody else besides Sonny Gray to be good. Miles Mikolas has been good this month. He wasn't tonight against the Reds. Third inning, the Reds are leading 2-0, and Nick Martini will slash one to right. It will score Spencer Steer, and just like that, the Reds were leading 3-0. It'd be nice to see the Stars get hot. So here is Nolan Arenado doing his thing, 375 feet on the home run, 2-run shot. Cardinals are back in at 5-2. This is when you need Mikolas to keep you in the game. He did not. Steer with a 2-run blast. Mikolas goes 4 1/3, gives up 12 hits and 10 runs. Reds win it 11-4.
Some of those pitches I thought were okay. I got to go back and look at them. I really wasn't in the mood to go back and look at them yet. I'll probably wait till tomorrow and go check them out. But it's just a bad game. They swung the heck out of it.
Holinka's making that call.
The Lakers draft room was excited today in the second round. Yes, they drafted Bronny James, 55th pick, 6'1", averaged 5 points a game as a freshman at USC. And oh, by the way, his father happens to be LeBron James. It will be the first father-son tandem in NBA history. So after 2 days off for the athletes to practice and prepare, the Olympic trials resume tonight in Eugene, Oregon. A couple of locals took their shots at competing in Paris. Take a look at Jaden Ulrich. She's competing in the discus throw at the trials. She's a Wood River native. She's now in second place and put herself in a position to make the Olympic team. This is 11-year-old Brandon Miller, a 6th grader at Fort Zumwalt Middle, and he's already dreaming about the Olympics.
Every day I wake up, I dream about it, being in a race, standing on the podium, getting the gold medal around my neck.
That's what Brandon Miller told me as an 11-year-old. Tonight he was competing in the 800 meters. The top 3 make the Olympic team, and Brandon qualified for the semifinals.
This 5 on Your Side St. Louis City SC coverage is sponsored by Together Credit Union.
So there's no crazier stat in the history of St. Louis sports than City SC's record. 19 games, and 10 of them have been draws. If you were to bet that before the season that would happen, you could buy a house as nice as Kay Quinn's and a car as expensive as Scott Connell's. City is in Vancouver on Saturday.
There was no offside offense.
And did you see this moment during Saturday's match? The referee playing up a goal that was called off for City SC. It drew lots of attention, including from City Vice Captain Tim Parker. Parker commented a clown emoji on an online post of the moment, and the MLS fined him for violating the league's public criticism policy. Tim, your thoughts, please.
I know that there is a line with the league in terms of what you can say and what you cannot say. I want this league to have the reputation that it deserves and will continue to grow and earn, and that I don't think posting clips like that is going to help the reputation of this league. I also don't think that the way the ref handled that situation was respectful to the players or the fans in our home stadium.
And that will do it in sports. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
Tomorrow morning, temperatures will be in the 60s away from town, low 70s in town, mostly cloudy but dry as we head out the door early tomorrow morning. Clouds have already rolled into St. Louis tonight.
And we're going to see a little bit of wetness on the start of our weekend Saturday.
Yeah, we think early Saturday morning, but it ends quickly.
All right, that'll do it for 5 on Your Side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next. Don't forget, start your day with Today in St. Louis at 4 a.m. Have a great day.